Welcome back. Another episode of the All Gas Show, and we made it. We fucking made it. We're done. 2020 is over. Thank God. It's done. It's done. We're done. We had the draft. We can move past talking about Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift and fucking Henry Ruggs. I was so excited for the 2020 class. So excited. And I never thought that I would get sick and tired of discussing them, but it's over. They have landing spots, and we can talk about that now. But as far as prospects and draft capital, we can move past it. Like, I'm just thankful. I know you're thankful. Let's move the fuck forward. 2021, top 5 positional players, way too early. Top 5 positional players for the 2021 class. I don't even know if we're going to have a college football season. I hope we do. I think we will. But is it going to be the regular full-length season? What's it going to look like? Is it going to be modified? Who gives a shit? To play chess, not checkers, and to be ahead of the curve. So let's kick this bad boy off talking about the quarterback position. I know there are those of you out there who just say, oh, next year's class is always better than the year that he's that guy that next year's class is always better than the year before. Fucking right it is. And I am that guy, and I'm here for it, and I'm going to do that every single year. So get used to it. Because in 2022, we'll be talking about George Pickens and David Bell and C.J. Johnson and Garrett Wilson, and those are some talented-ass wide receivers. So when you're looking at 2021, I have said on multiple occasions that I think the wide receiver position, the tight ends, and the quarterbacks are better than 2020. Fucking fight me. That's what it is. I think they are a better overall group than 2020. 2020 has the running backs. I've always said that. Very, very good running back class. But when you're looking at 2021, those of you who play in Superflex format, you need to pay particular attention here because you got 5 really good quarterbacks that could potentially come out. I'm just going to say that because we saw this year some players we thought were going to come out, didn't, and we were all burned. So I'm not going to tell you to go sell the farm for 2021 picks, but I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on what is potentially on the horizon. And at number 5, I've got Jamie Newman, the transfer quarterback from Wake Forest to Georgia. I think he's going to have a hell of a season. When you've got George Pickens catching the ball, Newman is fearless. He's going to push the ball downfield. He's got mobility. So I think I don't want to say it's an upgrade over Jake Fromm because there was a reason why Fromm was the 3-year starter, true freshman starter. There was a reason he fit that offense very well, made very good decisions, didn't take a lot of risks. I think Jamie Newman to George Pickens is going to be absolute money. Right now, I've got Jamie Newman at QB5 in the 2021 class. And before I go any further, just know I'm not hitting you. This is way too early positional rankings. I'm not hitting you with a bunch of stats and market share shit. We're just talking here. We're having a conversation. We're conversing. You and me, we're here. Let's wait until we get some more information with 2020 statistics. Or if we don't have a season, then we can go back to what they did in 2019. But at QB4, I got Brock Purdy. I know I've talked about Brock Purdy being the number 3 quarterback in the 2021 class, but there's another prospect that I'm even more so intrigued by, but that is not to diminish how talented of a thrower Brock is with the football. The dude is fearless. He's a gunslinger. He's fun to watch. I tell people, if you want to get a glimpse of who Brock Purdy is, look at the game versus Oklahoma this past season, man. That dude threw and ran Iowa State back into that ball game. I think he's got the ability to beat you both ways with his arm and with his legs. He's not the biggest quarterback. Brock is a very, very talented quarterback prospect. Got him number 4 in the class. At number 3, the biggest wild card of all of these guys, 6'3", 220-pound quarterback out of North Dakota, NDSU, North Dakota State, same place that Carson Wentz played at, Trey Lance, dual threat quarterback that can definitely shred your ass from the pocket, and then he can take off on you and throw up the peace sign deuces as he's running to the end zone. 28 TDs this past season, zero INTs, and then he added another 1,100 yards on the ground, I believe. He won the FCS equivalent of the Heisman. I mean, he was all worlds for North Dakota State. He's going to be a redshirt sophomore, so he is 2021 eligible. I'm hoping he comes out, right? I'm hoping he comes out. We just saw it with Chubba. We saw it with other players. You can't really bank on that this far in advance. But Trey Lance is somebody you definitely need to have on your radar. And those of you who are in Devy leagues now, go draft him because I guarantee he's available on every single Devy roster that you can find. Trey Lance, talented-ass quarterback. He's my number 3 guy. At number 2 and at number 1, it's no surprise. I don't have to dwell and do this 2-1. It's Fields, it's Lawrence, it's Lawrence, it's Fields. However you want to rank those guys, I've seen people have Lawrence Fields. I was on the Justin Fields QB1 2021 train myself during the season. As the season ended and as Clemson made their run towards the national championship, I kind of backed away from that. I do think Trevor Lawrence is the most talented quarterback in the 2021 class. And don't get it twisted for a second. A lot of people look at him or they want to say just a pocket passer. Bullshit. Trevor Vick can move. He's athletic as hell. I think he's a better runner of the football than Justin Fields. Fight me. I think he's a better runner of the football than Justin Fields. Now, you don't want your quarterbacks fucking running the ball left and right. You know, even Lamar Jackson. We really don't want that. Like, yeah, we want it for fantasy, but for long-term longevity, not real. Clemson designed runs for Trevor Lawrence this year, and when he hits the open field, bye-bye. It is gone. Trevor Vick can move. I think he's going to run a 4.5 at the combine. He's big, he's athletic, he's got ball placement, he's got arm talent. Best quarterback prospect we've seen in quite some time, right? And Justin Fields is no slouch in his own right. He is very mobile, but he's a pocket passer first. He can deliver the ball from different angles, from different platforms. Fantastic on bootleg rollouts, throwing the ball on the run, as is Trevor Lawrence. The only thing with Fields, he holds the ball too damn long sometimes. Just get rid of it. Sometimes just take what's there, throw it away if it's not there, and live to fight another day. But I'm not being critical of players right now. I think Justin Fields, if somebody said Justin Fields is QB1, I wouldn't be like shocked. I wouldn't think that they're crazy or think that's a crazy take. I just happen to have Trevor Lawrence a hair above Justin Fields in my way too early 2021 rankings. So let's move on to the running back position, and RB is where it's just, I'm not sure what to make of these running backs. At 5, I've got CJ Verdell, the running back out of Oregon. I think he's a discount version of DeAndre Swift. May be very lazy of me to say that, probably because they're like the same size and we're number 7. But Verdell is a talented-ass back, and when he was given the opportunity at Oregon, I mean, he produced over 1,000 yards this past season. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He does have that breakaway speed. I've seen him do it. I'm just interested to see how that whole Oregon Ducks team performs this season without Justin Herbert, who's been a stalwart of that offense and the engine of that train for several years now. But CJ Verdell is a talented running back that I don't think he's getting the hype. He's not getting talked about as much as some other players in this class, but I think he's due for a very, very big season. The only other player I was thinking about outside of Verdell slotting in right here was Kenneth Gainwell, the running back from Memphis. Love everything that he brings to the table. Somebody tweeted me the other day, and I wholeheartedly agree, very well could lead the nation in all-purpose yards this year. My only trepidation, cause for pause with Gainwell, it's just small, man, 190, and I know we've seen outliers do it at the next level, but, when him and Antonio Gibson were lined up in the split backfield together, it looked like the picture of Mark Ingram and Derrick Henry. I mean, he looks so much smaller than Antonio Gibson, so my concern for him to be a feature back at the next level revolves completely around size, just like Puka Williams, who may have been slotted right here at 5 as well, but at 170, 175 pounds, it's hard to put a running back that small, that high up the rankings. But at number 4, I've got Max, don't call him Christian McCaffrey, Borghi. He isn't Rex Burkhead or Danny Woodhead. I don't like lazy comps. I don't like it. He's a white running back. He's talented. He catches a lot of passes. He's not fucking Christian McCaffrey. He's Max Borghi, and Max Borghi is a goddamn dog. And if I had to make a comp for an NFL comp, we're going to go high end since we're talking CMC here. I think he plays more like Alvin Kamara than he does Christian McCaffrey. And I know you can see the striking resemblances of Borghi and Kamara right there. They look so much alike. But I don't like I understand. I get he caught a lot of passes, but damn it, every white running back that catches a lot of passes isn't fucking Danny Woodhead. It's not Christian McCaffrey. Max Borghi is talented. He's a thick-built running back. He can do some of the same things that McCaffrey and James White and Austin Eckler, all those other running backs can do, but I don't comp him to CMC. He's better than Burkhead. He's better than Woodhead. He's better than every other fucking head out there. My number 4 ranked running back prospect in the class, and I can actually see him. There might be some wiggle room for him to move up depending on how the season plays out. Mike Leach is gone, so we might even see more rushing attempts from Borghi, which would be awesome for his fantasy stock, his dynasty stock, and probably his NFL stock. At number 3, I love this player. It hurts me because I love this player so much, but him returning to school, he's going to be like old as shit when he comes in the NFL. Najee Harris, I don't get it. I still am bewildered. It is a quagmire for me to figure out why he decided to come back when I think there's a very good chance he could have been battling Dobbins or Swift for the running back 2 in this past class. But Najee Harris, 6'2", 230-pound sledgehammer running the ball with nimble, quick feet, excellent out of the backfield, catching the ball, shown an ability to handle a workload, dominated SEC defenses, and is going to test like a pretty good athlete to be as big as he is. There's nothing to not like about Najee's game besides the fact that Alabama is probably going to lean on that big boy again. Mac Jones, I'm not really sold on him at quarterback. Is Bryce Young ready right away? Is Tua's little brother really going to be the answer at quarterback for Bama? And Brian Robinson, we know he stinks. Everybody talked about Brian Robinson last year. The dude stinks. They got incoming freshmen running backs. They got other guys. Brian Robinson stinks. It's the Najee Harris show. Trey Sanders, hopefully he comes back healthy to relieve some of that running back stress on Najee. But I think right now, having him slotted at number 3 is pretty much just based off of age. It's age, and I'm an ageist when it comes to running backs. And that's another year of wear and tear on his body. So Najee Harris, number 3. At 2, I've got Travis Ettiene, the running back out of Clemson. Listen, man, I don't know how big he is. Don't really care because I've never seen a running back. And I'm really thinking, I'm trying to dig deep. Chris Johnson, that has the 0 to 60 acceleration that Travis Ettiene has. This is not hyperbole. I thought long and hard about this before I put it on wax, on paper, on video. I've never seen it. Like, it's Chris Johnson, and that's about it. Like, his acceleration, the time Ettiene gets the ball, it's like he's shot out of a cannon. The dude is electric with the ball in his hands. It's a little stiff, right? I don't think he's as fluid, like laterally. Like, if you're looking at the 3-cone, it's probably not going to be that good. But straight line, his ability to absorb contact, his contact balance is Alvin Kamara-like, and that is not hyperbole. I'm not just saying that shit. That dude has a way of absorbing contact and continuing his runs. It's really, really impressive watching him run and what he's done in 3 years at Clemson, back-to-back 1,600-yard seasons. And without the stats in front of me, I don't think he's ever had a season carrying the ball over 210 times. He's averaging damn near 8 yards a carry every time he touches the ball. It's just going to be wheels up for Clemson this year. I feel sorry for defensive coordinators in the ACC that have to deal with those Clemson problems because Ettiene is going to smash again in 2020. And number 1, right now, I've got my man Chubba Hubbard, running back out of Oklahoma State, the nation's leader in rushing yards last year. He's going to get a lot of carries this year. He's big, he's fast, he can catch the ball, he's athletic. He is terrible in pass pro, but we'll get to that another day. Chubba, I told you last year. I told you last summer that he was a top 5 running back for me in the 2020 class, and he's the top guy in 2021. I don't think it was a bad move of him coming back. He was just a redshirt sophomore this draft cycle, so he'll be a redshirt junior. He did it with Justice Hill. He did it on his own. He's going to do it again. Mike Gundy is going to do it again and give him the ball 400 damn times, which I would prefer that not happen. But he's going to smash. He's going to have another 2,000-yard season. And what's crazy is with 2 full rushing seasons, I'm just interested to see where he finishes on the NCAA career rushing list after really just playing, the full-time role after 2 seasons, because he's going to get another 2 racks this year, combined with the 700 yards he had as a freshman. Chubba is he's ridiculous. He catch the ball, he returned kicks, so he's got a little bit of that dynamism in his game. He was a national champion sprinter in high school, so it's not just far-fetched to say he has elite speed. Chubba's a dog. Chubba's a dog, RB1. You know, the players that I can really say that I think can overtake him is probably Ettiene. It's going to be between Ettiene and Hubbard for the RB1. But, you know, draft capital is what really matters. So we'll see where they are valued whenever it's time for them to declare. But right now, top 5 running backs in the class of 2021, C.J. Verdell, Max Borghi, Najee Harris, Travis Ettiene, and Chubba Hubbard. All right, let's move on to the wide receiver position. And I tweeted something out a couple of days ago about what was on the horizon with the wide receivers in 2021 compared to 2020. And I've already got an amendment. I've already got an amendment to that list. And if you saw that list, I'm changing some shit up at number 5. At number 5, I'm switching from Seth Williams. It was between Seth Williams. You've got Justin Ross, Devonta Smith, Tylan Wallace. Love all of those wide receiver prospects. Talented wide receivers. But at 5, I'm going with the big man, Tamorrion Terry out of Florida State, who is not getting as much love as he should right now. Dude, 6'4", 215. Terry's going to run sub 4.4. He's that damn fast. He's doing it on an absolutely putrid offense. And whoever else the hell was throwing balls is not good. But Terry, man, he's good. He's really good, and he's really fast, and he's really talented. And I don't think he's getting the love that he should because he played on an atrocious team. But, you know, it was a tough I mean, the 2021 receivers, we can go 10 deep. And that's not even including players like DeMonte Coxey, like Warren Jackson out of Colorado State. I mean, we can just go down the list of talented wide receiver prospects in the class. Now, we know all those guys aren't going to hit, but Terry is somebody that I feel good right now on April the 27th, having him in my top 5 wide receivers in the 2021 class. At 4, Alabama, they got another hit, Jaylen Waddle. It is Jaylen Waddle's time to shine. I know he'll be sharing the field with John Mechie and Devonta Smith, but Waddle is just he's a stick of dynamite. He's a stick of dynamite that had over 800 yards as a true freshman on the same team with Ruggs, same team with Jerry Jeudy and Devonta Smith. He's a dynamic punt returner. So when you're looking at a player who can do a little bit of everything, run the ball in the backfield, return punts, return kicks, play the wide receiver position, go look at the game versus Auburn in 2019, and Jaylen Waddle put on an absolute show. So now, as an alpha receiver on that team, I think he's going to make SEC defenses feel the pain this year. I am looking forward to one Jaylen Waddle, and a lot of people who were making excuses for Henry Ruggs because he played on this team with so many great players, they just couldn't throw everybody the ball. Jaylen Waddle still found a way to be fucking productive in that offense, right? Even as a true freshman, he was productive. Older wide receiver prospect, not really as concerned about the wide receiver age as I am the running back age. Look at Michael Thomas. I bet you didn't know he's pushing 30. But Jaylen Waddle is a very, very talented wide receiver prospect. Got him number 4 in this class right now. At number 3, oh boy, at 3, I've seen so much negative talk about this guy, and I love everything about his game. And I don't care that he's 5'9" or 5'8". I don't give a flying fuck how tall Rondale Moore is. He's an absolute beast, dynamic, numero uno, versatile, pound for pound, probably the best damn player in college football. And if you don't believe me because his 2019 stats were not good, he didn't play. He hurt his knee versus Minnesota. All accounts where he could have come back, but like, why risk it when your team is shit? Go back to 2018 and turn on the Ohio State tape and watch Rondale Moore single-handedly dismantle that team. It is what he can do. Won the Paul Hornung Award as a true freshman, is the nation's most versatile player, over 2,200 all-purpose yards, over 110 receptions as a true freshman, Big Ten record, over 1,200 receiving yards, running the ball out of the backfield, returning kicks, I mean, I truly believe, and you guys know I do not comp players. I don't do it unless I feel strongly about it. He is Steve Smith 2.0. Steve Smith, not the one that played for the Giants. I'm talking about the one that played for the Panthers and for the Baltimore Ravens. He's Steve Smith 2.0, except he's more athletic and he's faster than Steve Smith. Rondale Moore, Love everything about his game. The top 3 guys are absolutely dynamic, and I'd be happy having any of those guys on my Devy rosters, my Dynasty teams. Rondale Moore is a special athlete. He can't help the fact that he's 5'8", 5'9", and I really don't care that he's 5'8", 5'9", because I see what he does on the field, the attention that defenses play to him. Rondale Moore is my guy for 2021. All right, number 2, Rashod Bateman, the wide receiver out of Minnesota. Listen, turn on any Minnesota Gophers game from the 2019 season, the 2018 season, and you'll see 2 receivers. You'll see number 6 and number 13, and you tell me which one is better. I'll wait, and it won't take you long because it's number 13. Number 6 is Tyler Johnson, who everybody was enamored with. Rashod Bateman's better than Tyler Johnson, and it's not close, right? I understand that Tyler Johnson had productive numbers. Awesome. Great. I still want number 13. I think he has the best hands in the class. He catches everything. He's a great route runner. He's got speed. He creates separation. He's a dog after the catch. What's not to like about Rashod Bateman? He's ridiculous. Turn on the first game of the season in 2019 versus, I believe it was South Dakota State or South Dakota, and he's out there making one-handed grabs down the sideline for touchdowns. It's just, he's so good, man. He's so good. And this coming season, it is his offense. Everything will be ran through Rashod Bateman. And I really hope he declares. He seemed, I don't know the guy. But if there was a player who's going to come back for their senior year, I hope he learned a lesson from Tyler Johnson, but it feels like it'd be Rashod Bateman. But right now, he's my number 2 ranked wide receiver in the class, and he's really pushing WR1 status for me. But the top guy, no surprise here, it's Ja'Marr Chase. Ja'Marr Chase is a damn dog, broken tackle machine. I don't care. I saw some criticism that he doesn't run every route. I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't care. Spare me the route running savant talk. I don't care. Ja'Marr Chase is wide receiver 1A in this class right now. 20 TDs last year, 1,700 receiving yards on 80-something receptions. I mean, I just know that off my head because I like Ja'Marr Chase. But, man, he's very talented. Now, I expect regression. Everybody across the board. Burrow's gone, Brady's gone, Clyde's gone, Jefferson's gone. There's no way he's catching 20 touchdown passes this year or 1,700 yards, and I don't care. And they also have a very talented wide receiver in Terrace Marshall, who is probably going to end up in my top 10 in the 2021 class. But Chase is just, he's that alpha. That's who you want. He's got that dog in him, right? Now, the concern or the pause or the just slow it down a little bit is he did nothing as a true freshman. And then Joe Brady comes in, and then everybody did really well. So how much of that is really Ja'Marr Chase, and how much of that was the offense? We'll see, or we may not see. And if we don't see, even better, because we can just go off of what we did see in 2019, which is absolute domination. I just think Ja'Marr Chase is a lock to be a high first-round pick in the NFL draft, and he should be a lock as your wide receiver 1 in the 2021 class. All right, the least fun position to talk about, the tight ends. And I'll make this brief and quick because nobody likes talking about tight ends. It's the most up and down fucking position in fantasy. But those of us who play in tight end premium leagues, and I play in some 1.75, 2 points per reception, it's important. It's important, and it's even more important because the 2020 class of tight ends were really fucking bad. I wouldn't invest high draft capital in any of those guys. I'd take a late round dart throw in the 4th on the tight end. But in 2021, we have some absolute monsters that could come out, and I'm talking even deeper than the top 5. But at 5, I've got the big tight end Matt Bushman out of BYU. I mean, first of all, tight ends in college aren't utilized how they're utilized in the NFL. They're just not. But when you've got tight ends catching 600-700 yards in a season, that shows you that they're probably pretty talented, right? And Matt Bushman is talented. Now, BYU, I don't know how old he is. I feel like he's an older prospect, but Hayden Hurst was a first-round pick at 37, so it really doesn't matter, does it? Matt Bushman, tight end 5. At 4, Charlie Kohler, the big tight end. I almost called him a damn wide receiver because that's the kind of stats that he was putting up. I mean, from Iowa State. And we keep talking about this Iowa State offense. Like, sneaky, not so sneaky upside in college fantasy football is the Iowa State Cyclones. Charlie had 51 receptions. I think he had close to 700 yards last year. big, he's tall, he's athletic, he's going to score a lot of points this year, and he's going to put his name on the map as one of the top tight end prospects in the 2021 class with Brock Purdy and Breece Hall out there. Looking forward to watching some Charlie Kolar this year. At number 3 and 2 and 1, mismatch, mix and match these guys however you see fit. But right now, I've got Brevin Jordan, the tight end out of Miami, is tight end 3 in the 2021 class. Ultra athletic guy from my hometown of Las Vegas, Nevada. Got to rep Vegas anytime I get, even though he played at a rival high school, Bishop Gorman. Don't really like them. But Brevin Jordan, man, talented ass tight end. That prototypical NFL move in line, can play in line, can play in the slot, can play out wide, can run the H-back. All 3 of the top 3 guys can do that. Brevin Jordan at 3. I've got Pat Freiermuth, the big tight end out of Penn State, who I thought was going to apply for the 2020 draft, but he's going back. Penn State, cranking out tight ends. Mike Gesicki. Now you got Pat Freiermuth, and I think he reminds me of Big Gronk. He's big, he's athletic, he's versatile, he's mean. Go watch his run against Memphis. Absolutely destroy a safety or a corner on the sideline who tried to tackle him, and it did not end well for said player. But Freiermuth is somebody who, right now, my tight end 2, tight end 1, Kyle Pitts, Jimmy Graham reincarnated at tight end out of the University of Florida. Slot, inline, out wide, mismatch nightmare. Absolutely gutted LSU. Like the versatility that he showed. It's impressive to watch those guys. And I would say right now, you've got a potential for probably 3 of those guys to go in the first round of the NFL draft. That's how talented they are. And if not the first, they're not getting out of day 2. They're not getting out of the second round. Excuse me. They're not getting out of the second round. That is how good those 3, Jordan, Freiermuth, and Kyle Pitts are. All right, that's it. We're done. We're done. I have nothing else. 2020 is over. Thank you for rocking with me. If you haven't subscribed to the show, do so. Tell your friend about it. We got more film, more original content, more heat, and most importantly, baby, all gas. Deuces.